yo. I know what it is. It's hoodie weather, the middle of hoodie weather season. Everybody's coming under with some type of sickness. Everybody's feeling a little different. You know what I mean? But hopefully everybody, I'm just getting over something. I know Cash, you just coming along with something. But, we got some good and bad topics we're going to be talking about, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I mean? Obviously, I got to represent New York because especially the Giants, because they're the only ones right now I'm having faith in whatever just transpired these last couple of days. But, yeah, shout out to fucking Tish and Mara pulling in, you know what I mean, and scrapping up Harbaugh real quick, you know what I mean? Like, that's going to be a game changer. We're going to talk about it later, but salud, we're going to have a good show. Everybody feel better, wear a hoodie, wear some gloves. I don't know. Do it. Take a shot. Do whatever you need to do, but enjoy the show. Come on, Cash.
If you my niggas, take a shot. If you a chick, take a back shot from your nigga. You know what I'm saying? Yo, that was crude. Pardon, 1,000 apologies, man. Yo, I want good toast. I want to welcome everyone back to Drunk Sports Talk, New York's new #1 sports talk show. We are the voice of the streets. You already know who's coming, talking to you live and direct. It's your boy Cash. You already know I got my brother Q in the building.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to my man Preem. Shout out to Ad Television. This has been a great ride, and we not stopping. We just going to keep building. Shout out to my man King Amin, a.k.a. the Black Boxing Adam Schefter. You already know what I'm talking about. I'm drinking wine today. We're not going hardcore today. We're just going to be on some, I feel like, I feel expensive today. I feel like, you know what I mean? I feel like it's a celebratory vibe in the city, like you mentioned with Harbaugh. Super big, super duper big signing, man. This feels like it's a moment. Every so often you have moments in New York City, you know what I'm saying? And this definitely feels like a fucking moment, man. You know what I mean? I can't remember the last moment I think we had in terms of a hiring was probably, I don't know, getting Juan Soto, maybe. That was probably the last big moment I think in the city. I would ask you guys to challenge me in the comments if you could think of something else. But I think that was the last big moment. Felt like a moment when we got Juan Soto. Felt like an event. Felt like the city was lit. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
Appreciate everyone tuning in, man. We love what we do, man. We talk a lot of b-ball. We talk a lot of hoops. We talk a lot of football, pigskin. We talk a little bit of boxing. So we give you a little bit of everything, man. Shout out. Oh, you know what? This is not a moment, but this is a smaller moment. This is like a couple of seconds. Shout out to the Mets. Nice way to pivot. You know what I'm saying? The Dodgers snatched up Kyle Tucker, but you know what? David Stearns and Cohen, man, hell of a way to pivot. I like the Bo Bichette move. You know what I mean? I respect that a lot. I was getting a little nervous in the offseason. I was thinking, David Stern's trying to play money ball, but it seems like, he'll open the checkbook if it's the right move. And it seems like the narrative and the game plan for the Mets, and we're not going to get too much into the Mets, but they'll pay the money. They just want shorter term deals, which is kind of cool. So I see what the plan is. They're not trying to get locked into nothing. They'll up, the average annual value, but they're not going to give you the long amount of time. They gave it to Soto, obviously, because Soto is fucking Soto. But everyone else, you're probably not getting, you're not getting them 7-8 year deals, even 6-year deals. Them shits is a thing of the past as far as David Stearns and Cohen is concerned. But they'll give you some bread, but they ain't gonna give you the average. They ain't gonna give you the length. Q, what's good, man?
Yo, man, fucking chilling, man. Man, like I was just. I'm getting over this little asthma cough. I'm over here taking an inhaler. I haven't used an inhaler in ages, bro. Like, I don't even have asthma no more. But, like, there's some shit going around. Man, you never know what's going on, man. Like, I blame it on me. I was slacking on my vitamins for the last, you know what I mean, like, few months. So, you know what I mean? Everybody just got to make sure you're taking your vitamins and shit like that. But there's something going around. Even doctors are saying it, man. It's just viral coughs lasting weeks, man. I'm coughing for like 3 weeks. It's crazy.
Get that lion's mane, get that elderberry, get that black seed oil, get that ashwagandha root, eat good, man. Get just eat good, keep them antioxidants pumping in your body.
I'm feeling better now. You know what I mean? Definitely could be doing better if fucking Knicks get their shit together. You know what I mean? Like, This shit is
Yeah, man.
preposterous out here, man. Like,
We're gonna talk Knicks. We're gonna talk Knicks. Yeah, I'm a little under the weather too, man. My stomach's been bothering me, but I'm also, also changed up the diet a little bit. I could be it, but like you said, we're gonna talk some Knicks. Oh man, I want to start with the Giants, but let's start with the fucking Knicks, man. Knicks is the Knicks, we got problems, man. Like I love the Giants. Don't get me, Giants is I love the Giants. You already know, but I love the Knicks. I love the Knicks. You feel what I'm saying? I love the Knicks. They're the second team I fell in love with. '86 Mets, the first team I fell in love with. I was very young, but the Knicks. The next year, I've told the story a bunch of times. 1987, Mark Jackson's rookie year. John, 88 was the bomb squad. Johnny Newman, Trent Tucker, Charles Oakley, Patrick Ewing.
word.
Guys don't know the names. You know what I'm saying? Gerald Wilkins. I'm going back before Starks. Point is, I love the Knicks. But I'm gonna tell you what, Q. I don't want you to cook on this shit for me. Get your utensils ready. Turn the burners on old school, man, because we getting ready to cook on this shit. But I don't know, man. Like, I don't want to get on here and cry because I get on. I feel like y'all watch me and you go, damn, this motherfucking Cash just gets on here and cries every week. But like, what else can I do? Like, what I'm saying? It's like, if there's good news, I report the good news. I don't look. Bottom line is, right now, as much as I want to jump out the window and as much as I want to I want this to be. As much as I want to lie to you guys, this don't feel like a championship team, man. I know it's early. It's always early until it's not. I know they're in second place still, or third place, a half a game out of second. You know what I'm saying? I guess, when you start to click matters. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather get hot later in the season. You know what I'm saying? Than peak early. If that makes any sense, you know what I'm saying? So I haven't really hit the panic button right now, but I hit the concern button if that's the thing, right? Listen, we thought as Knicks fans that the answer to all our problems and prayers would be, getting a coach in here who would develop young talent, who would play the bench. We all know Tibbs refused to do such. We love Tibbs. The fans love Tibbs. Leon Rose loved Tibbs. I feel like, we're ever indebted to him as the guy who turned this nightmare around, this 25-year nightmare around. Dolan loved Tibbs, but, Tibbs was the problem, right? It's one of the problems. You know what I mean? Dolan even spoke on it with Carton a couple weeks ago. We all saw that. We kind of talked about that a little bit. But we figured, okay, get the new coach. Shout out to Mike Brown. We go into the playoffs fresh, rested, able to run up and down the court with teams, who also have an extended bench, a la the Pacers, even though they're banged up. But that was the thought process last year, and really, eyes was on the prize because that's how OKC, runs their thing, running 9-10 deep. What else do we think, Q? We also thought, and I got to go through this again. I got to give everyone I have to do this. We also thought, right? What do we think? That Jason Tatum being out with the Achilles.
Tyrese Halliburton being out.
Yeah,
Damian Lillard.
Let's just stick to the
out.
Celtics. Tatum gone, Porzingis gone, Cornette not there,
Cornette.
right? We thought the damn Celtics ain't gonna be a big player this year. Boy, were we wrong. Shout out to Jaylen Brown because he's getting busy. Even with the hair dye all over nigga shit, he kind of corrected that shit. I get all that. Like you said, you just alluded to this, Q. You just talked about this. Tyrese Halliburton, Miles Turner gone. You know what I mean? We did Pacers, clear the lane, wide open. Let the Knicks cook. Cleveland. I never was really scared of Cleveland. I know they got some good personnel. They got the pieces, but they just don't seem to get busy when it matters, man. You know what I mean? So that was never a thing, man. But Celtics and Pacers, we figured, look, they're out the way. We knew Detroit was going to get better. I'll be honest with you. I knew they were going to take a step forward. I knew they were going to take a leap. I didn't think it was going to be this much of a leap. You know what I'm saying? Detroit's playing some really, really good basketball. So, it worries me. I say all that to say this, man. The Knicks don't look good, man. And we're going to go through the reasons why we think, this could be going on. Q, I'll let you start, man. Before I get into my shit, because my shit's always long-winded and shit. Tell me about what the fuck's going on with the Knicks. Listen, help me jump off. Help me come off the ledge, man. Because that's what I feel. I feel like jumping off the ledge right now. Talk to me.
I'm not gonna help you. I'm gonna push you. Hold on.
No doubt. You know what? Fuck it.
Look, going into this season, definitely everybody thought we were gonna be championship contenders, right?
Mm.
And you could still feel that way. I don't know more. I'm super worried. Panic button is right next to my bed, bro. Like where I charge my phone, there's a panic button right there, and I no longer hit snooze on that motherfucker. I'm tired of hitting snooze on that bitch, bro, because they're just playing like they don't want to win. Like, and I think the first issue is Cat. Like, what is and I'm tired of blaming him. Like, I really am, because it just makes us look stupid.
You say you blaming Cat?
Okay. There was a play, and this is where I know shit is falling apart. Just alone in that team and in the locker room. There was a play, and I saw Mike Brown complaining about him too, because I was watching the game when they were playing the Kings, and he's dribbling the ball, trips, doesn't run back to the defense. They miss. I think Kolek steals it. It goes back. They end up getting the ball back again. He's still not even over there. Like, yo, there's no urgency in his gameplay. I'm tired of seeing him continue to play the same way. Like, he has no urgency in him to develop into a better basketball player. It's like he's content on where he's at. And right now, yeah, he's just the best three-point shooter, big man in the league. But other than that, you ain't the best in nothing.
Whoa. He's a very good rebounder. Let's not take that away from him.
Yeah, because Mitch isn't on the floor all the time.
But still, you can't take that away. He had 17 and 20 last night, bro.
All right, yeah.
Let's keep it real. Cat's not the reason they lost last night. Maybe one of them, but not the sole reason.
And those are defensive rebounds. But you know what? We need him right now without Jalen Brunson is to be an offensive threat. He's not an offensive threat. He's not even an offensive threat when Jalen Brunson is there. It's just too inconsistent. I don't see him playing defense. And then last night's game against the Warriors, where you see him do these dumb fouls. I'm tired of seeing him throw his elbows like that on that play with the offensive foul on Podzinski. And then he goes down the other end basically like a minute later and then fouls fucking Draymond Green or some shit. Like, and then if you see his face, like, I wouldn't mind the fouls, but if you see him, he just looks like, I don't give a fuck. Like, he just looks like he's not even mad no more. It just looks like he's just like, whatever, like, he don't even care. Like, he doesn't even care how he feels like he's hurting the team. He still has no moves. He has nothing in the bag. All he does is either where he barrels down into the lane and eventually gets called for a charge or some shit, or he'll just shoot a three-pointer from 35, 40 feet away. And let's be honest, he's not really even shooting that great right now. For the best big three-point shooter, what is he shooting? Like, fucking like shooting like 20-something% these last 5 games. The Knicks are 3-7. The only other team that in the last 10 that are 3-7
in the last right,
last 10, and the only other team that's 3-7 in the last 10 is the Pacers, and that's the worst team in the league right now with the worst record. Like, something has to change. We can't blame it on Mike Brown. We see what Mike Brown was trying to do. I'm almost starting to feel like we lost that trade because Randall is balling, Dante DiVincenzo is doing what he needs to do, and then what I didn't realize is the trade that we gave up to get Cat and lose those 2 players turned into Edgecombe, if I'm not mistaken, or was it Edgecombe or was it? I think that was a Piston, but it turned. I forgot what player got drafted, but that turned into a big key piece. Like, and we're just looking like the Knicks that are just like having problems with bad teams, having problems with good teams. I'm tired of hearing the excuses of, yeah, we were away, we had to fly there, the back-to-backs. Great teams overcome those type of issues. Great teams overcome that. I'm tired of seeing the Knicks, like, we were up by 10 points in the first quarter last night. We lost by 13. We always find a way to have to be the comeback kids. That's not what, and I said this on the last episode. That's not what championship teams do. Did you see Oklahoma City playing last year, coming back from 15, 20-point deficits consistently? Yeah, it's great when you do it. Yeah, obviously you feel like you made an achievement, but that's not what you're supposed to be doing. That's not what good teams are supposed to be known for. Yeah, man, I won 20 games coming back from 20 points. Yo, you know how tired you gotta fucking be after that? And then we're gonna come into the trade, after the spring All-Star season, All-Star break, and then we're gonna have to kick it into high gear. It's like everything that we've done in the beginning of the season to win all those games just went down the drain. And with Brunson to miss all these games and seeing Cat slump, it's just, and it's not only him too, it's the rest of the team. Like the bench is inconsistent. Like our two best wing players, right? Bridges and OG, they're inconsistent, but they had a hell of a game last night. But we need them to have a hell of a game almost every time because we see what Cat is. Cat's not a true number 2, in my opinion. Yeah, you could get 20 rebounds, but dude, you better, especially when Mitch is not playing. Like you better be grabbing at least 15, 16 rebounds if Mitch didn't even play a minute in the game. Like you technically the center there. And what's crazy is that those aren't even offensive rebounds. And for his offensive rebounds, he's not even putting it right back up to score the points. They're dishing it back out to try to shoot a 3-pointer, and we're in such a slump right now where we can't even shoot that great. It's not working in our favor. And these type of adjustments is why we blame Tibbs, and this is where Brown is gonna get criticized eventually because he's gonna have to learn, and he's gonna start seeing. Because if you looked at the chart last night, you saw how many minutes that our starters played. They all played over like damn near 32, 35 minutes. That's what Tibbs would have done. Right? Like, and that's what they're gonna have to do to win these games now. And now we're back to where we started. we're beating down our players into the ground, and then when it comes, we're gonna make the playoffs. But the way they're playing right now, even with heart, we're not playing like we have heart right now. There's a lot of frustration here, and
that's a what is that? Double entendre, right? We're not playing like we have heart right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We just got Hart back, just got Shamet back. Shout out to Shamet. I like his energy, you know what I'm saying? He's not going to give you 1,000 points off the bench. No, listen, I agree with everything you said. Only thing I'm going to say to that is this. You were spot on great points, everything you said. I can't argue anything you said. Here's what I will say. I agree with you on Cat, right, to a certain degree. Karl-Anthony Towns is getting a beating. He's taking a bath in the media. You know what I'm saying? Every Knicks outlet you could think of, every independent platform you could think of. Wow, who's doing that? Every independent platform you could think of. Pardon yourself. Every independent platform you could think of is cooking him. Here's my problem with Cat. The moves, right? How long I've been talking about the moves, right?
We've been talking about it for a long time.
The lack of defense, right? I thought about something yesterday. When we drafted Cat, when we traded for Cat, I don't remember Cat being a defensive player year on the on Minnesota. We knew what we were getting when we got Cat. You know what I'm saying? We gave Julius Randle, who wasn't really the best defender either, maybe a little bit more physical, but Karl-Anthony, listen. Here's the biggest issue with me. I'm not saying the only. The biggest is the foul trouble. You know what I'm saying? He commits stupid fucking fouls, man. It's like
same type.
It's like he almost doesn't want to. Like he gets into his own head. You know what I mean? It's almost like he doesn't know how to play defense well, man. And some of it is mental, right? He does dumb shit at times. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, when you get in foul trouble, you pick up that early second foul, right? Now you're either going to be taken out the game, you're off the floor, so they're missing. Now you it's less offense, or if you're on the floor, you're going to be less aggressive because you don't want to pick up that next foul. So either way, you're taking yourself out of the fucking game. You know what I'm saying? And he let Draymond, and you know what? I hate Draymond, man, and Draymond's been fucking with Cat for a while now. You know what I'm saying? He let Draymond get on his Dennis Rodman shit and kind of take him out of his game. Draymond is a master at that. But Cat, you gotta be better than that, man. You gotta be better than that defensively. Um, and everything else you said was true. Here's the thing. Here's another problem with the Knicks, right? Defense as a whole, we could blame Cat. Yeah, we could blame Cat, absolutely. But defense as a whole, they're not good. They're
Yeah.
13th in the league in scoring defense, right? Averaging, people are scoring
I wasn't. I
115.
wasn't totally blaming Cat though.
No,
Just
I
to
know you
clear
was,
that up, I
but I'm
wasn't
saying
totally blaming
not
him.
you, but
Yeah.
like everywhere I look now is beat up Cat, and I get it. But like I said, they're 13th in the league in scoring defense, right? Look who's at number one: the Thunder, right? Favorites to win the championship. The Celtics, right? Rockets, Pistons. Suns is a little surprising. They're at 5. Those are the top 5. All outside of the Suns, all teams that have a shot to win the fucking championship, right? Okay. Field goal percentage defense. They are 14th in the league. Again, Thunder first, Pistons 2, Celtics 3, Spurs 4, Heat, holding it down. Heat holding it down in that top 5. Here we go. 3-point defense. This is a pet peeve of mine. This is a super pet peeve of mine, and this has been going on since the Tibbs era. Tibbs was supposed to be a defensive coach, right? We traded offense for defense at some point, right? 26 in the league and guarding the fucking 3. Not gonna fuck. Now, don't get me wrong. The Thunder are there as well. They're not good at guarding the 3, but they make up for it in other ways. That's not gonna get it done. You got to be able to guard the perimeter. Now, some reason they're in the top 10 in guarding the paint, but it don't look like that when I see it. They can't guard the paint, in my opinion, especially on certain nights. Can't guard the paint with Mitch out. Can't defend the 3-point line. Not really particularly good in transition. Am I lying? Right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What do you expect? Like, you have to play some defense. The Knicks, like you said, and this goes to your point too, Cat, there's not enough scoring consistently every night to be a bad defensive team, right? Because if you're not a great defensive team, what do you have to do? You have to outscore your opponents, right? That's not it. Yes, Deuce could get in there. The bench, I don't know. I'm back and forth on the bench. Deuce is having a great year, right? You know what I'm saying? I give Deuce that credit. You got what's my man, Bone Thugs and Clarkson off the bench. He can give you a punch. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, Shaman's gonna give you some energy. You're not getting shit out of Yabusele. You know what I'm saying? The other night against Sacramento, I'm watching Precious Achua look like the rebirth of Kevin Garnett, man. What? You told me Yabusele. You got rid of fucking not 1-for-1, but you got rid of Precious. Now you told me Yabusele was good off the bench, and he was with Philly. You know what I'm saying? But he's not doing well this year. He's had his little moments here and there, but overall he's not doing well, man. Who else on the bench? Kolik. Kolik didn't play particularly well against the Golden State the other night. You know what I'm saying? The bench. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. They need to be more consistent. You know what I'm saying? Listen, some of the bright spots. I don't want to be all negative. It's hard. Some of the bright spots. You brought this up too. Man, this is stressful. OG. When Cap is out, right? And Cap's ankles worry me too. You know what I'm saying? Cap's ankles worry me. I feel like his ankles always getting hurt. Like somebody say, stop wearing the Kobe's, nigga. Let's go. Let's get some high tops. I know they say that doesn't matter. To me, that shit matters. I'm old school. But with Cap out, OG does show up. Forget about him not really being able to handle the ball. But when he's in the ISO game, he's effective. You know what I'm saying? I like that. I like that a lot. Josh Hart yesterday. I know he didn't start as the point guard. Deuce was in that role. And, you makes you wonder a little bit about Kolik. But remember I said, like, is Kolik, I said this before, and I'm all over the place. Is Kolik a good enough point guard, backup point guard to win you a championship? I know he's developing, but I don't know. I kind of like that veteran guy. You know what I'm saying? Chris Paul may be a little bit too old, and insert name here, but I think you need that veteran guy. Nevertheless, we don't have that guy. Hart, 10 assists last night. Very good. You know what I'm saying? In that role. He's not your quintessential point guard, but he played very well in that role. Here's a take. I want you tell me what you think of this. Defensively and offensively, we're not getting nothing out of the backup wing. You know what I'm saying? There was a trade that came across my desk the other day, and I thought that it's a phenomenal trade. I didn't think of it. I wish I thought of it. Wish I could take credit. But getting Najee Marshall, a wing from Dallas, right? The Knicks lack depth on the wing. We talked about this all year last year. Like I said, we're getting nothing out of you, Yabusele. They can't get stops down the stretch or any other time. It feels like lately, to be honest. They can't guard the four. They're weak on the interior. They can't guard the three on the perimeter, them stretch threes. Marshall not going to be the savior, but this kid, I don't know if you watched him. I've been watching him a lot because I've been watching. I've been taking a look at Cooper Flag. I always like to see what's the hoopla around these these high draft picks. So I've been watching a lot of Cooper Flag. So I happen to see this kid Marshall, and I think he's good, man. I think he's six. Put like this: he's 6'7", 7-foot wingspan, very good defensively. Kind of gives me Scottie Pippen vibes, right? He's young. He's a pressure defender. He gets stops in pivotal moments, and he's able to guard multiple positions. He can guard smaller guys on the perimeter. He can guard guys down low a little bit. I like Marshall. I think that wouldn't be I think that wouldn't be bad at all. And he can get you some buckets. You know what I'm saying? When some of their offensive guys are out, I seen him get you 20 points. We got to do something, man. Yabusele, I'm done. I'm done early with him. That's really it, man. We could sit here and nitpick, but the defense probably is the most jarring thing, and the lack of playmaking, I would think, when Cap is out. What you got to say?
That's exactly what needs, and that's why we brought in Cap. We brought in Cap because he's supposed to be that playmaker.
You riding on Cat tonight? I like it. Let's go, nigga. You riding on Cat? Let's go, nigga.
He's not making the plays, bro. I'm not gonna get over that other game. What was it like? Who they fucking played? Hold on, 1 second. Who they play? That shit, bro. Like, I will forever They played the Clippers.
Yeah,
bro. Scored 6 points, B. Like,
yeah.
That is viciously unacceptable, man. Like, yo, I don't even care how much money you're making.
Unacceptable, yeah.
Like, you're not playing 30-something minutes, and you're gonna just give us 6 points, like. And what's crazy is that
is unacceptable. I'll give you that. That's
what's crazy is that we won the game, but like that just goes to show like he's not a threat no more. Like they know how to play against him, and I'm not even talking about like even with his basketball moves, they even know how to get him flustered on the defensive end and draw defensive fouls.
Yeah, that's what they do. They want to get him out of there.
You know
quick.
what I mean? Like they know, and then they know
for it every time, hook, line, and sinker.
And then they know when it's offensive. Yo, they know that when they run in those screens, the offense. Well, I mean the defending team, they're running those screens right close to him because you know what's gonna end up happening, like you said with the foul trouble. He's gonna take the ball, he's gonna lift it up, he's gonna hit his elbow with somebody, right? Because it happens all year. It happens multiple times a game, and he's gonna get called for an offensive foul because he's elbowing niggas in the fucking face, like. See, this is shit that can be easily fixed, and it's annoying. The other thing is like just the Knicks just winning the screens. They're not even winning the screens, man. Like they're like as soon as there's a screen, that whoever's handling the ball, bro, they're already 3, 4, 5 steps ahead of whoever's supposed to pick them up. And that's it.
A good fucking point.
Now at that point, there's no transition, bro. That means somebody's gonna get open for a 3 or open to a drive in the lane, and we know we can't defend a 3. So like it's just our defense just fell apart because we're not getting over those screens. It's so annoying to keep seeing that over and over and over again. Like it's wild frustrating, but you know, like that shit you could do. But I don't know, man. Something rubs me wrong because if Mike Brown is seeing this shit, he's already complaining about his players in press conferences. Something's going on. Something's probably being said in his locker room. Like tension is high. Like you're not supposed to be the coach of a potential, championship contender. And then now it's looking like we're just gonna all nitpick about each other individually, right? Like, and it could be Brunson to bring all these niggas together, but it shouldn't even be happening in the first place.
Super facts. It's a super facts. And what do we say, right? You got to be able to play good defense. And we're not super. You know what? I can't say we're not built to play defense. Could we use another defender? Like I mentioned, Marshall, Jaron Jackson will be nice. Don't know exactly how you would get them. I'll let the Nick nerds figure all that out. Um, you know what I'm saying? But offensively, yeah, off total offense, we're not bad. We're top 10 in the league. At 7. We're scoring what 118 points per game. Not bad. I'm satisfied with that. Um, I'm satisfied with that if you're playing better defense. You know what I'm saying? If you're not playing better defense, you should be where the Nuggets are at 122. They're number 1. Thunder's number 2 at 121, just a shade behind them. But here's the thing, right? Field goal offense, Knicks are, middle of the pack. Here we go. 3-point offense, right? Where do you think the Knicks are?
3-point offense?
Yeah.
They're probably like what, 26th?
No, they can hit the 3. They're 3.
I thought you meant defense. My bad.
Yeah, they can shoot the 3. That's no problem.
They're probably like 6 or 7.
So that's a good thing. They're number 4 in offensive rebounds. Shout out to Mitch. You know what I'm saying? Mitch is the catalyst in that. But points in the paint, where are they? Where are they at? Points in the paint. They're 22nd in points in the paint. So to me, it's all or nothing. And that shows you Cat, our biggest, down low threat. Right? You're not going to get anything out of Yabusele in the paint, right? You know what I'm saying? You're not going to get anything out of Cat really in the paint. Cat, that goes to show you the 22nd in the league in points in the paint. Mm-hmm. Now, I know this is a running gun league. I get all that, but you got to get something in there. Listen, I think the Knicks is going to listen, I know I started off the segment saying I don't want to cry and everything, and I'm crying. I'm not even crying. I'm just addressing what's going on, but I started off by saying I do think the Knicks will figure it out, and I do think I'd rather figure it out now and peak later towards the end of the season than peak now. You know what I mean? Get hot later, go into the end of the final stretch of the season hot, and I think they'll figure out Cap will come back, and there are a lot of bright spots. I love what Deuce is doing. I'm okay with OG. I'm okay with Mikal. I know he's inconsistent at times, but I'm still okay with that. Got to figure out the fucking backup wing and the backup point guard. I've been saying this for a long time. I love Kolick, Tyler the Creator. Just not sure we can win with him as the backup point guard. You know what I'm saying? Look at it. What was his minutes last night? Let me see. Can we find out?
I think he had like 30. I think he had like.
Did he have 30 minutes? Let me see.
I think he had
Can
like
you
20,
look up his minutes?
Like 27. Yeah, I was.
Yeah, 27 minutes. What was the stats?
Let me see. He had. Tyler Kolick had. He only had 11 minutes. Sorry.
So Deuce is the backup.
I'm thinking about the game before.
So he had 11 minutes. What was his stats?
Yeah, no points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists.
I know Deuce and them were running around trying to hold Curry down. You know what I'm saying? Moody was played well last night. Yeah, man, Kolick. I don't want Deuce. Deuce is not the quintessential playmaker like Kolick could be. You know what I'm saying? Deuce is to get in there. Deuce is gonna go get you some buckets. Deuce started at point guard. What did he have in assist? You have it up still? What did he have in assist last night?
Who?
Deuce.
Deuce? Yeah, 25 and 6.
He had 25 points, but he's gonna go get you some buckets.
And 6 assists.
And Josh Hart had 10 assists, correct?
Yeah, Josh Hart had 10 assists.
Right. So you see what I'm saying? Deuce ain't gonna be the one distributing the ball. That has to be Kolick or a backup point guard. When Brunson is out, who's the backup point guard? Officially, it's Deuce, right? But yet Hart had more assists. So
yeah,
yeah,
and even Kolick almost had more assists than Deuce and played 20 minutes less, 25 minutes less.
And I don't necessarily need Deuce to do that. That's not Deuce's role. Deuce is the dog on defense, right? You know what I mean? And he plays good defense and he's aggressive. He goes to the hole. So I'm not gonna shit on Deuce. But we need I don't know. It's we got to figure this out, man. And I think Mike Brown will.
Yeah, we need Kolick to eventually have like 10 and 12. Like that'll be That'll be nice
That would be
to see
insane.
Kohler.
That would be fuck. If he gets 10-12, then yeah, we winning the championship. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you know, like, because he could definitely, I think he could definitely get 10 to 12 assists a game. If you give him like 25, 27 minutes, I just don't know if he's going to be able to consistently give us those 10 to 12 points a game.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right, man, let's move on. We'll see how this goes. And we get to talk about a little bit of a brighter spot in terms of the what we normally do. It's not doom. It's always doom and gloom on him. Maybe it's not doom and gloom today. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is happy. This is
happy talk, right? Happy. Who should I say? Listen, Giants landed the big fish. Ooh, not every day you get to say that they landed the big fish, the big dog. A couple of weeks ago, it was we were talking about Lou Amarulo and Aiden Durd and what's my man named Shula. You know what I'm saying? We were talking about
Shula,
assistants. You know what I'm saying?
Stefanski and McCaffrey,
yeah,
McCarthy, and
and not even really Stefanski because Stefanski didn't get cut. When we had the show on possible Giant coaches after it was more like the whiz kid assistants. And listen, I told you this. I think you said this too. I wanted a proven guy, right? I wanted a proven guy. I didn't want one of the whiz kids. Could they turn out to be a McVay? A Kellen Moore, even though the Saints, jury still out of him, but I got a lot of faith in Kellen Moore. To me, he's one of the really best offensive minds in football, and I think the Saints are gonna do well moving forward with him. He to me, he's very innovative. A Kyle Shanahan, a fucking gene. To me, I can't even talk too much about Kyle Shanahan. I love Kyle Shanahan.
And that family
watching
just
him
like,
coach, you just see
it's in their genes.
He's playing chess. You know what I'm saying? A Ben Johnson, right? Kevin Conley. Did I mention McVay? Those guys. Yeah. Even though LaFleur, I know LaFleur caught a little bit of flack and all that, but those guys, those are like the whiz kid coordinators that got a shot that panned out, right? But for every LaFleur, for every McVay, Kevin Conley, there's 1,000 guys that bust. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't want that. I wanted the fucking proven guy. I wanted a guy that is gonna come in here and be a proven, program builder. And I 1,000% emphatically, with every fiber of my being, believe that Harbaugh was that guy. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want Stefanski. I
think we both thought it was either going to be Harbaugh, and we kind of hoped that they would either step down or get clipped. It was either Harbaugh or Tomlin. We're like, hopefully one of these guys step down, get clipped, and choose to want to coach again.
I'd have been okay with Tomlin, absolutely. And shout out to Tomlin, my brother. Get your rest, hang out for a year. You deserved it. You've been grinding. Steelers fans kind of flipped on you a little bit. I understand. Go get your TV money or come back next year, whatever the case may be. Definitely wanted Tomlin. Never really thought. I kind of knew he was going to chill for a minute. That was kind of like that was kind of like the back channel words that were going out. You know what I mean? I would have been all right with he wouldn't have been my first choice, but I would have been okay with McCarthy. Didn't want Stefanski. Yes, I understand he's solid. He's younger. I just wasn't in love with that for reasons maybe we'll get to later if we have time. Maybe we got a guy Harbaugh. The ink is not dry, but I'm not worried about that. Huge day for the Giants, man. This might be hyperbole or not, or this might be doing too much or speeding, but he could end up like Andy Reid, bro. And I said this, and I heard some other people say this, and then they were like, everybody slow down, you know what I'm saying? But when Andy Reid went from the Birds to the Chiefs, right, to me, he proved how to me, he's the best coach in the football. I know Belichick has more rings. Andy Reid shows me he won with multiple situations, multiple quarterbacks. It is what it is. You never know. Harbaugh could be that guy. He could be our guy for the next 10 years. He's a proven winner. I understand what happened in Baltimore later on. Forget about all that. It's a new situation, new blood, new life, new vibe, new energy, the whole bit, right? And I love the way the Giants were aggressive in pursuing him. The Maras, I think it's Chris Mara, John's brother, super aggressive. Joe Shane. Hold on, stop. Let's give Joe Shane. Listen. Can I get my props? Can I get my props a little bit?
Yeah.
All right. You know what I'm saying? I sat here and banged the Joe Shane drum that he's a good GM for a minute. Everybody was killing me. There was niggas in the comments saying I'm a casual. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. And I understand what the problem with him was, you know what I'm saying? But I said, let's peel back the fucking layers. And me and you did that shit. I don't think Preem was on that show, right? Me and you did that. We actually did a whole show where we kind of ran through all of his moves, right? And we kind of graded him a little bit.
All his draft picks.
Yeah. And I don't besmirch you or nothing like saying you had your opinion on that. I'm just saying for all the people that shitted on me, you didn't shit on me. You just said your side of, you said your piece.
Yep. And I felt like if he would have stayed, I would have agreed with it. But I did see on the other side of the coin, if they felt like they needed to fire him, and just looking at the history of what goes on in the NFL when they let the coach go, usually the GM is out the door. And I could have saw the Giants doing that. But I do feel like he made enough moves, and I feel like he built a solid team.
He built a team where, and I'm gonna let you cook in a minute. He built a team to me that Harbaugh looked at and said. Matter of fact, I know this because it was said. You know what I mean? Harbaugh looked at it and said, "I could work with this shit." The Giants' job was like, they said it was like the top 3 attractive teams. I thought it was the most attractive team. Joe Shane, mark my words, right? It's the theater of this, and it's poetic almost how it's gonna go from, in my opinion, from Joe Shane was terrible to, wow, what a good GM Joe Shane is. As soon as they start winning, you know what I'm saying? Be patient, and I want to give him some props, right? And I'm not gonna go through his whole shit, but him being patient, not drafting McCarthy when all the fans are trying to pressure him. We need a quarterback. Can't win in this league without a quarterback. We need a quarterback. Can't win. This quarterback. What the fuck are they doing? No, man, we're not. We don't like McCarthy. We're gonna go and draft Malik Neighbors. We're gonna be patient. Right? Patience is a virtue, right? You know what I'm saying? We're going to get Malik Neighbors at the number 6 pick, right? We're not going to go out and get Penix. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck. Penix, he's not the guy. You know what I'm saying? Last year, right? Getting number 3 pick, right? Did we go out and jump the gun and try to get Shador, try to trade up and get Cam Ward? I don't know if Tennessee probably wouldn't have did it, but I don't even think we were looking at that. We went out and got Abdul Carter, right? Let's tighten up the fucking defense. Let's get back to the giant ways. Let's get back to the front 7. Let's get back to the good old days with JPP and Tuck and Munora and Strahan. We know the fucking names, you know what I'm saying? Didn't go out and jump the gun and get Shador. We were patient. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get our guy when we get a guy. What did we do last year? We traded up, and we got our guy. And I don't give a fuck when anyone says I know Dable was the one who beat the fucking the Jackson Dart drum. But the guy, and I said this before, tell me if I'm lying to you, Q. And if you don't believe me, go back in our archive and look at this. It was a couple weeks ago. The guy who signs off on it deserves the credit. Because he could have easily said, you know what, Dable? I don't like that. I'm not feeling that. My job's on the line. He trusted his guy. He trusted Dable at the time. Okay, you know what? He signed off on it. It goes under his ledger. Let's give Joe Shane a little bit of credit. We can go through all the moves from Abdul Carter to Malik Neighbors to Scatterboo to even Tyrone Tracy. I like
Brian Burns.
Brian Burns, right? We can go through. Now he had some bad moves as well. You know what I'm saying? But secured the offense. Listen what he did. He secured the quarterback. He secured the offensive line, even though we got to tweak that a little bit. But the offensive line was in shambles. Secured the offensive line and brought in a lot of very good pieces on the defensive side of the ball with a proper coach, with a coach like Harbaugh. I know he's a special team coach. I get all that. We'll get into that. I believe he'll bring in the right guys from the DC to the OC to be able to run this thing right, CEO style, right? But he strengthens up the defensive line, right? Secondaries, can't give him any credit for that. Bringing in Javon Holland, not bad. And I can't even, now I'm all over the place. I can't even shit on him because we thought Deontay Banks was going to be something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Drew Phillips, maybe a little step back that year, but I think Drew Phillips and the nigga was a really, really good cornerback. Who's the other safety?
Tyler
Tyler Newman. We
Newman.
thought Tyler Newman was gonna be good as rookie year.
Yeah.
So let's not act like, oh, we told you this guy was trash. We told you that guy was trash. You know what I'm saying? Darius Alexander, Abdul Carter, who people are shitting on. Really go through. If you have Pro Football Focus, and I'm gonna bring up some stats later. Run through his stats. Abdul Carter, right, had a decent to good year. If you really dissect what's going on, I know the whole sleeping in practice thing. I know Kafka benched him a little bit. I think he woke up at the end of the year. But we're gonna go through some Abdul Carter stats. Listen, I'm all over the place. I'm super excited. John Harbaugh, CEO of this team. We'll run through his stats later. We'll run through maybe what the Giants need, but John Harbaugh is the coach, the new Tom Coughlin, the new Tuna, you know what I'm saying? The new guy, you know what I'm saying? Let's take a shot for John Harbaugh, man. Bill Parcells-esque, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Tom Coughlin, but yeah, we got our guy.
Tom Coughlin was the last great coach we've had.
The last great coach of the Giants.
That was ages ago, man.
Yeah, shout out to Coughlin, because Coughlin brought us back to you know what I mean. John Harbaugh, let's go, man. To years of success. Q, talk to me about Harbaugh, man. Before I get into my nerdy stat game, holla at me about Harbaugh. What did you think? How excited were you? What do you love? What don't you love? Just cook.
I think what I love the most, number one, is talking about Joe Shane on getting Harbaugh as well. How gangster is it that Tish sent out his private jet to pick homie up in Baltimore,
Gangsta.
bro? You know what I mean?
I don't land at the what did Jay-Z say? I don't land at the airport. I call it the Clearport. That's not level shit.
Yeah, they were like, we're gonna get this guy in MetLife, and he's gonna leave. He left the building and canceled the interview with the Titans
and the Falcons too, right?
And the Falcons. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
I heard it was close though. I already love Cam Ward. Really love Cam Ward. Yeah, go ahead. But Dart, and I heard he was like almost like neck and neck with Cam and Dart. You know what I'm saying? But what pushed him over the edge was the rest of the roster. Again, got to go back and give Joe Shane props. Who put that roster together? Joe Shane. And real quick before you go, I'm just saying one more thing. Before the beginning of the year, all you pundits, I got receipts, niggas. Don't act up. All you pundits, all you ESPN niggas, what were you guys saying before the season? The Giants have a chance to be this. The Giants have a chance to be that. With that front seven, that old school Giants defense, you guys thought the Giants had a chance to be something, right? And you guys weren't wrong. You guys were right. We blew a lot of fourth quarter leads, and Dable wasn't up to snuff. But don't front on Joe Shane. He did his thing. My bad, Q.
Word. And a lot of that was because of Shane Bowen. And speaking of defensive coordinators, like, I think John Harbaugh, there's a couple of defensive coordinators that I think we have a potential and I think this is probably the best thing about it, right? Because offensive coordinators, look, whether Harbaugh wants to bring over that dude Mugen or whoever's on Baltimore right now.
You talking about the OC Monken, Todd Monken?
Yeah, Monken. Yeah,
no,
Monken.
That's gonna happen. That's a done deal.
What I mean?
That's a done deal.
Yeah,
and he's nice. He do his thing.
Yeah, if we bring him over or kept Kafka, I would have been content
Kafka's
regardless.
Goes. Kafka's
you know what I mean?
Here.
Yeah, where Kafka, I kind of figured that was going to happen. But
we're gonna matter of fact, we're gonna launch the jet just to get him the fuck up out of here.
Yeah, All right, we're gonna send Mara's jet though. His jet can stay here. We're gonna send him home on Matter of fact,
we're just gonna give him a JetBlue ticket.
Not even
no private jet.
Fuck JetBlue. We're gonna send him home on Spirit.
Yeah, we're gonna get a Spirit ticket, nigga. What happens when you fly Spirit? Become a Spirit guy.
But I think the two illest candidates that I'm hearing, and maybe one is a potential possibility, the other one not so much. But the first one is Jim Leonard, right? And I know he's the passing coach on the Broncos. Yeah. We see what they're doing out there.
Let's get it. They defense is stout.
And they already, they already have, some type of camaraderie already. So if we're able, they have a connection. So if we're able to snag him up, man, I think that's gonna be that. Then now we're talking about the real Giants. Now we're gonna be happy again. Like, yeah, we lost a lot of fourth quarters, and we can blame it on Shane Bowen and there's the loser mentality, the culture. That's all gonna fix with Harbaugh. I'm completely, I'm completely sold on what he's gonna do to this team. I I am totally convinced now that these guys who were playing good are going to play great. The guys who were even playing great last year are going to play even better. You know what I mean? So,
sometimes it comes down to coaching.
yes, yeah. And
Probably in the NFL more than any other sports league, coaching matters. This shit is chess, my nigga.
Word. And the other dude, which I don't know if it's really going to happen, but Wink. Like, that's a potential. That's a possibility, bro.
Wink. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't
like,
think Wink's gonna come back because I think he burned them. But I'm a Wink guy.
But you know what? He didn't. I don't think he burned the Giants. He just didn't get along with Dable.
Yeah, but the way he left was loud, and he didn't get along with Dable. That's true. But he seemed like insubordination. There seemed like there was some insubordination at play. Now, don't get me wrong. I said this last week. I fuck with Wink. I sign me up for Wink right now. His aggressiveness, his you know what I mean. But I just don't know if the Maras like the way he departed. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean?
think
like, you got to be professional at some point. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but you know, we heard of what Harbaugh's demands was. If Harbaugh is selling it right, and
if Harbaugh wants him, it's a go.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. And they already were on the Baltimore Ravens in 2018 or 21 or whatever. So he already has that connection. And
I feel like we went downhill when we let Wink go. To be honest.
Exactly, because when we had Wink, we didn't even have all the stars that we had on the team right now. Like all these defensive threats. All we had was what? We had Thibodeau and we had Dexter Lawrence. Like that's really it. Yo, now we got Burns.
I think we had Okereke.
We had Okereke, but you know what I mean? Like now we got Burns, Dexter Lawrence, Abdul Carter.
I think we had McFadden, right? Did we have McFadden?
Yeah, we had McFadden.
Deontay Banks looked a lot better under fucking
on the Wink.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Dory Jackson, who looked good under Wink, decent under Wink, goes to Philly, and he was kind of old, but he looked shot when he went to Philly.
Yeah, even Xavier McKinney, he ended up leaving, and then if you start really thinking about it,
X-Man,
when Wink left, some of our better defensive players left too. Xavier McKinney left. Dory Jackson left. You could say it has to do with contracts, but you know what I mean? I just think when Shane Bowen walked in there, I just think from the very jump, they probably thought he wasn't the right man for the job. I don't think us as fans.
I never thought that was a good idea.
I just think we just made the wrong decision. But at least what I'm seeing right now, like the ball's in his court, and I think he's gonna be able to. When you're in the league for this long, and we saw what he did for 19 seasons, whatever. They didn't win a Super Bowl in some time, but he won one. You know what I mean? Like you gotta give homie credit, and the Baltimore Ravens always been damn near a winning team for a very long time, bro. Like that's the type of shit that we needed. That's why we wanted McCaffrey. Obviously, Harbaugh's you know what I mean? He's a step above, bro. Like he's in my eyes, I think he's gonna go in there and just get the shit in order. You know what I mean? Like,
he
stop
lends
this
credibility.
bullshit. You know what I mean?
He lends credibility, even with great point, Q. Even with free agents. Oh, Harbaugh's over there now? Oh, okay. He lends credibility. If he thinks that's a credible franchise, right? I'm gonna come fuck with these niggas. You know what I'm saying? We got Harbaugh over there. We got Dart over there. We got Abdul Carter. We got Burns. We got Dexter Lawrence. We got even on the offensive side of the ball. And I know these guys didn't have great years. Andrew Thomas and all those guys on the offensive line. Now we got to do a couple of things on the offensive line, but got to get another receiver, probably get another safety, and definitely another corner. I like Flott. Let's see what it is with Flott. I think Flott, Flott is good. Tight ends, I think we're okay. What's my man's name? Theo Johnson. I think Theo Johnson. He had a lot of drops last year. Didn't have his best year. I like Theo. I think, dude, we got pieces, man. And I think he solidifies that. He sealed everything. Yep. Okay, Harbaugh's over there. Okay, he's a credible Super Bowl winning coach who's had mega success in Baltimore for years. I'm going to go over there and fuck with him. And the Giants paid him a boatload of money because of the taxes out here and the staff and all that other crazy shit. The Giants, shout out to the Giants, like you said in the beginning. You did what you had to do. Didn't matter what it took. Didn't matter. Close. You know what I'm saying? ABC always be closing, and they did it. Shout out to these motherfuckers.
Word. And just to prove your point, like, like Joe Shane, like, with Harbaugh's credibility and with his opinions to like players. Like we know he's gonna have an eye for talent, right? This is not his first
1000%.
rodeo on building a team and
Yeah.
getting these guys to the playoffs and doing what you got to do. Like we have a GM who's willing to put his ear and trust his his coaches. He's you know what I mean? Like yeah, he signed off on it, but he did have to take Dable's he had to take his his little synapses and trust his instinct.
Yeah.
And if we have a GM that could do that along with a coach that can find the talent plus lure the talent to us, bro. Like that's what a good organization does. That's basically what the fucking Dodgers are doing. You know what I mean? They got the talent over there. Yo, all right, so let's get in more talent. You know what I mean? Like, but the Giants have to start fucking winning again, and I think we could do that with Harbaugh, and it'll be even easier. And now we just got to see. Now we got to see what we're gonna do with this draft pick. And like what you said, we do need a couple of pieces, but there is a lot of positions on this team.
We definitely need some pieces. That's for sure.
Yeah, but there is a lot of. But on the flip side, there also is a lot of positions on this team that are spoken for. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like we could always get more defensive positions. Yeah, we got to clean up our secondary. Our O-line played great. A couple of them are going on free agency and renewal contracts. So we got to see what the cap space is going to look like. This is what the draft is for. You know what I mean? And we saw in the last two drafts that Joe Shane did. I do trust in his decision making now. And now, being that we got Harbaugh so fast, right after the end of the season, now it just gives them more time to all put their heads together with the scouting division and all these guys and really see what's the next move. What position do we need the most? And then we'll be 110% prepared come draft day in April.
No, I agree, man. Oh man, there's so much to unpack.
I'm so happy, man. Like I haven't been this. I feel like we almost won the Super Bowl, but we still got to get to the place. But
we still got to get to the place. But I think the guy. Listen, no more Joe Judge. No, gone are the. Let me hold on. Where's the quiet?
You got to name them. You got to name them. You got to name them.
Gone are the days of Joe Judge. Can I get an amen? Gone are the days of McAdoofus. You know what I'm saying? Oh my. My mic off? Oh, my mic is off. Gone are the days of can we go down the line? Gone are the days of McAdoofus, Joe Judge, Pat Shermer, all these goofy niggas. Shout out to Tom Coughlin. Gone are the days of these wretched ass losers. This is a credible guy who's in here. Like I can't say enough about this. Now I know there's a lot of people. There's always haters. There's haters in every aspect of life. There's gonna be haters in the comments, right? All you motherfucking little statistical PFF fucking all 22 fucking NFL pro nerds. You know what I'm saying? And I get busy too with that shit. I'm not. This is not even a stat show. You know how I get busy with the stats. You know I'm a PFF guy. You know what I'm saying? I study PFF all the time. We're just talking basics here. They're gonna be guys that say, what are you gonna do? This is how they sound in my mind. What are you gonna do? He can't call offensive plays. He started off as a special teams coach. Like, shut the fuck up, man. You know what I'm saying? Look at the success he's had. Look at the longevities he's had with one franchise. Him and his brother. You know what I'm saying? This guy is a winner. He's going to hire the guy. I want a CEO in there. I don't need a play caller. Dable is a fucking play caller, right? You know what I'm saying? He took over the play caller from Kafka. How'd that shit work out? Not good. I need a CEO. I want the guy who comes in to hire the smart guys around him. You know what I'm saying? I'm confident he's going to hire the guys around him to get the job done, from the special teams guy to the quarterback coach to the offensive, to the fucking DB coaches. He's going to put the guys in place. You know what I'm saying? I have no doubt in my mind about that. I got to say something real quick, man. Dart. He looks at Dart. Like, to me, and we're going to get out of here soon because we're going to be like almost an hour. But, people had everyone loved Dart. Let's not get it twisted. I love Dart. You love Dart. Him and Scatterboo, 4-4-6 in the trap. The fucking, the energy. That was a bright spot in a really dark season. You know what I'm saying? But when Harbaugh, with his professional eye, looks at Dart and goes, the number 25 pick in the draft. He only went 4 for 8, 12 starts as a rookie. But he's already proven himself to be one of the game's top dual threat quarterbacks, completing 63.7% of his passes, right? It's a hell of a completion rate for a rookie. 2,217 yards, right? 9 of 17 starts, 12 starts, right? 15 touchdowns, 4 interceptions with a 91.7 passer rating to go along with 487 rushing yards and 9 rushing scores. Harbaugh had to be like, oh shit, nigga. Like, he's a young, and that's his first year, not even a full complete year. I know Shuck did his thing. I don't give a fuck. And Shuck's probably gonna win it, or whoever's gonna win it. Dart should win it. You know what I'm saying? I know they call him the blue tent guy and all that. That's got to change. But Dart, to me, that tells me Harbaugh said, yeah, I can win with this guy. And he has a trained fucking eye. I can win with this guy. And I believe we are going to go from the bottom of the division to possibly the top. Don't listen. I know I might be bugging out, man, but let's talk about this. The Cowboys, who are down in the basement with us, yeah, they have some money. Yeah, they have some picks. They kind of did what the Jets did. They kind of positioned themselves to do some big things within the draft and free agency. But they always seem to dick shit up with Jerry. You know what I'm saying? I hate Stephen A, but he always goes to the Cowboys are always gonna fuck shit up because Jerry Jones wants to be the guy with credit. Commanders took a step back last year, right? They need to get younger, right? The year before that, Dan Quinn had a really good year, Jaden Daniels. But the Commanders took a step back. They need to get younger. They need some help in the secondary. They need some help on the defensive side of the ball. They're not like, you don't look at the Commanders and go anymore, yo, it's impossible to leapfrog them. Listen, Giants, y'all might say I'm bugging. Giants could have had 9, possibly even 10 wins last year. They blew 5 games in the second half of games, losing leads of 10 or more points. Think about that for a second. You know what I'm saying? That's coaching, right? Harbaugh's there. They have 9 wins. You know what I'm saying? Harbaugh's there last year. They might even have 10 or 11 wins, man. You know what I'm saying? And another thing is, they lost a bunch of games in the second half, but they could have even won more games because when you lose, it's like a psyche. You feel, and don't forget about the Cowboys team. I know
like an avalanche effect.
Yeah, it's a losing effect. I'm not gonna get crazy. Harbaugh, I'm drunk. Everything is looking blurry in the screen to me right now. I'm excited. I can go on and on and on and on. I have stats upon stats and points. But I'll let you close it out.
Nah, man. Let's get it. We're going to see what's going to happen. This is going to be one of the most exciting off seasons that the Giants have ever had.
Yes, sir.
In a very,
sir.
very long time. Like,
yes, sir.
Like we got the most significant piece. The 2 most significant pieces are basically etched in. Got the quarterback, got the coach.
Yeah.
We got a ton of talent.
Yes,
now,
sir.
Now
Brady, Belichick, Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, Brett Favre, McCarthy, Aaron Rodgers, McCarthy. You know what I'm saying? Go down the list.
Come on, man. Stafford, McVay,
Shanahan, Elway. We can sit here all day. Eli Manning,
Coughlin.
Yeah, Tony Dungy, Peyton Manning. Right?
We have it now. Now we have it now. Now it's just time to get down to business.
Sirianni, Jalen Hurts. Ew, that shit sound nasty.
Yeah, I know.
That shit sound disgusting.
Yeah, and you know what? And before we close out, but nothing brought more happiness to me than the Eagles losing in the first fucking round of the playoffs.
Go get the offensive coordinator jobs. Sirianni is still getting clipped. Don't think I don't remember 2 years ago when you guys bust our ass after we fucking beat the Vikings. This motherfucker was flexing. Remember that shit during commercials? He's like, he's doing fucking Hulk Hogan. Get the fuck out of here, yo. That shit, Gilly, all y'all. I don't give a fuck. That shit brought me joy.
that team is going down the drain. You already see what you know what I mean. And I know this is a Giant show,
I
but
don't
you
want to
already
say that
see
yet
what
because
AJ.
they have Harry
You
Roseman's
already
a hell of a fucking GM. I ain't gonna.
no,
lie.
yeah, of course,
Yeah.
but they
Hell of a
already
GM.
look. Their best wide receiver ain't fucking with the team or fucking with the
figure that out.
quarterback. You know what I mean? Like, and they not. I think it's past. I think you know. You said yo, grab him off the ledge. Yo, I think they drop kicked him off the ledge, bro. Like this dude is. I don't even think he wants to be there no more at this point.
AJ Brown probably doesn't want to be there. But if I'm the fucking Eagles, yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not. I don't have to solve the Eagles' problems. You know what I'm saying? Jalen Hurts to me, they say he's a winner. Yeah, he won one. Shout out to Jalen Hurts. I don't tear no other black man down. I get all that, but he can't pass the ball, bro. He can't pass the ball. I don't know if it's the OC or this is like the third. This is gonna be the third or fourth different. I think the third OC in as many years. There's problems over there, man. Once Kellen Moore took off, the offense looked like shit. Sirianni's another nigga. We talked about Harbaugh. Can't call plays. Mm-hmm. Well, but I ain't worried about the Eagles, man.
Yeah, we ain't worried about them. They can keep failing. All we know is the Giants are in a great place. Giants are in a great place. Let's go, Giants. We're gonna keep all y'all in tune with all the new updates.
Big facts.
We know, we already know he's gonna sign tonight. You know what I mean? But we gotta make sure they doing all their their homework on the videotape for whoever's gonna help the Giants get us to the promised land. You know what I mean? Because I don't know if y'all heard what Brian Burns said. He was like, yo, the three rookies, Abdul Carter and Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterbull, he's like, yo, these are three different dudes, man. He's like, yo, they be talking back. He's like, yo, their energy is different. They're confident. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like
Jackson Dart, they pumped life into the team last year. Who he said? Jackson Dart. He said Cam Scatterbull
and Abdul Carter. Like the rookies are confident and
shout out to Brian Burns too. Salute my nigga. Hell of a
word.
fucking
all pro, 16 and a
year.
half. Number two in sacks this season, all pro this year. You deserved it. You know what I mean? And I know you've been on failing teams. Word. And I know you win. I know you came from the Panthers. They were failing over there. You didn't have a solidified quarterback over there while in your tenure. You came over here. We still kind of getting our shit together, but we're gonna be right back there. Even though the Panthers
got one now, they might got one now, and they made a comeback.
They have one now,
and
that's what Brian Burns said. He said this is the first time I feel like in my career I feel like I have a stable quarterback now. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like so, I think. You know what I mean?
Joe Shane. I told you niggas. Listen, I'm not a casual. You niggas is casuals. I told you niggas Joe Shane is a good GM. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta be able to look past the fucking low hanging fruit and dissect football. And today was just bravado, shit talking, nana type of vibe, you know what I'm saying? And we're gonna talk more Giants. Probably taper off on the Giants a little bit, get a little bit more into the Knicks. As it goes on, but we'll talk more a little bit about. We'll start breaking down what they potentially could do in the draft. And we've gotten super nerdy in the past. I want to get nerdy today, but we just wanted to just talk some guy shit today. You know what I'm saying? This is bar talk, drunk sports talk. What do we do here? We get drunk and we talk sports. You already know what time it is, man. You ready to get out of here, Q?
Yeah, let's get it. That's it. Yo, I already got Tish is on his way. He's gonna pick me up on LaGuardia. I'm down the block, so
he's gonna pick you up in Republic. No private planes landing in LaGuardia. He coming out. Cardi B shot that video.
Word.
Imaginary player shit over there. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. The Clearport. What a nigga said? I don't land at the airport. I call it the Clearport. I don't understand it. I'm still I'm still on coach, nigga. Let's go.
Word. Yo, salute. Great episode. Yo, shout out to Harbaugh. Knicks, get your shit together. You know what I mean? Great episode. Everybody have a good night. Stay warm. Real sports talk. Y'all know where we at. Salute.
Salute, my nigga. Tonight was a good episode, my nigga. Peace. Let me take a little pic for the Grizz and woo. Let's go. Peace.